Under a clear November sky in 1918, tens of thousands of jubilant citizens pack the streets of Philadelphia, celebrating the end of the Great Clash. No masks hide their smiles, and no fear of a deadly contagion dampens the carnival atmosphere. What if a quiet medical triumph had spared the world its deadliest modern plague? In our timeline, the Spanish flu passed away over 50 million people, decimating communities and exhausting global economies. The virus spread rapidly through crowded military camps and trench networks, leaving doctors helpless as patients suffocated. This devastating pandemic transformed daily life into a desperate struggle for survival, exposing the severe limitations of early 20th century medicine. The divergence occurs in early 1918 at the Rockefeller Institute in New York. Instead of chasing bacterial theories, researchers successfully identify the pathogen as a filterable virus. Using innovative embryonated egg techniques, they formulate a crude but highly effective inactivated viral vaccine, just as the first mild spring wave of the influenza begins to spread. Recognizing the urgent national threat, President Woodrow Wilson mobilizes federal resources to mass produce the new vaccine. Major pharmaceutical firms quickly convert their laboratories into massive production lines, working around the clock. By early summer, millions of doses are ready for distribution, establishing a vital shield of immunity before the deadlier second wave can emerge. Military logistics immediately shift as General John Pershing orders mandatory inoculation for all American soldiers. Troop ships departing for Europe, historically notorious as floating incubators of infection, now carry immunized regiments across the Atlantic. This unprecedented preventative measure ensures that American reinforcement divisions arrive in France healthy, robust, and fully prepared for high-intensity combat operations. On the Western Front, the strategic balance alters dramatically during the crucial autumn offensives. While the German armies suffer heavily from the debilitating effects of the influenza, Allied troops maintain their operational strength. Healthy divisions launch relentless attacks through the Argonne Forest, steadily breaking the German lines without the severe manpower shortages caused by disease. German military leaders observe the remarkable vitality of Allied prisoners with growing alarm and despair. They desperately attempt to replicate the vaccine, but the tightening Allied naval blockade starves German laboratories of essential chemical precursors. Unable to protect their soldiers or civilians, the German High Command realizes their deteriorating domestic front cannot sustain the clash effort. Meanwhile, the vaccine quickly reaches Allied civilian populations, distributed through schools, factories, and town halls. Public health campaigns build deep social trust, and the dreaded autumn wave fails to materialize. This successful intervention keeps essential public services running smoothly, stabilizing the anxious home fronts of Britain, France, and the United States during the clash's final months. In early 1919, President Woodrow Wilson arrives at the Paris Peace Conference. In this timeline, he remains physically robust, energetic, and completely unaffected by the debilitating neurological symptoms of the flu that historically crippled his mind. Wilson participates in every grueling negotiation session, with his mental acuity, stamina, and political authority entirely intact. Wilson vigorously defends his vision of a balanced, cooperative global order, successfully resisting French demands for crippling German reparations. He secures key compromises that foster regional stability rather than deep-seated resentment. The resulting treaty is far less punitive, offering a viable path for Germany to reintegrate into the European economy and rebuild its fragile democratic institutions. Because the global workforce is spared from devastating mortality, The transition to peace avoids severe labor shortages. Factories, farms, and shipping networks return to peak productivity almost immediately. The rapid post-clash economic recovery prevents the deep social unrest and chaotic strikes that historically plagued industrialized nations, fostering a decade of steady, non-inflationary growth. In Germany, the combination of a milder treaty and early economic recovery prevents the disastrous hyperinflation of the early 20s. The Weimar Republic gains essential political legitimacy as citizens experience tangible economic stability. Radical movements on both the left and right fail to find fertile ground, leaving Adolf Hitler as a minor, fringe political agitator. The vaccine also flows outward through global trade and colonial networks, reaching India, Africa, and South America. By preventing the millions of deaths that historically devastated these regions, the social fabric of the global South remains intact. Anti-colonial movements develop along more peaceful, institutional lines, rather than through the desperation of demographic collapse. This early biomedical triumph triggers a profound global revolution in medicine and scientific research. Governments establish permanent public health ministries, funding viral research and manufacturing infrastructure on an unprecedented scale. Virology matures decades ahead of its time, preparing humanity to identify and neutralize emerging viral threats before they can ever threaten global stability. We return to the bustling, joyful scene in Philadelphia, where citizens celebrate the return of peace. The packed streetcars, open theaters, and crowded avenues show a society that never had to fear its neighbors or lock its doors. It is a world saved by the quiet, tireless work of scientists in a New York laboratory. While we cannot know if this stability would endure, the absence of a catastrophic pandemic certainly rewrites the 20th century. How many brilliant minds, lost to the flu in our world, live to shape this alternate reality? Perhaps the greatest mystery is how different our own world would look if science had triumphed just a few months earlier.